in November of '69, I actually went along to the Purcell Rooms to see David Bowie. He was doing a concert there with Tony Visconti and his trio. And like everybody else, I was just totally spellbound. But I hadn't really had an outlet where I could use David. Now having the outlet of the In Concert programme and seeing David perform as well as he did at the Purcell Rooms, I had no doubt in my mind that he would be able to do it. And interestingly, when I booked him, and the list of the artists I was booking for that quarter actually went up in front of my line manager, he was very suspicious about it, called me in, and he knew one or two of the names on that. He had heard of David Bowie. He said, but, you know, can this guy do an hour by himself? And I said, yes, absolutely. He said, well, it's on your head. I said, I know that. I'm happy for it to be. He was quite affable. I mean, he was a fairly easy person to work with. But, I mean, certainly for that first In Concert, I think he was just pleased to be there, and, you know, John Peel was introducing it, and it was a great platform. You know, an hour of just him and 3 other musicians. Well, in fact, the first part was just him with his guitar, and then the others gradually joined in. Tony Visconti on bass, Mick Ronson on guitar, and John Cambridge on drums, and, you know, just to fill out the sound a little bit more.
And as the sunrise stream flickers on me, my friends talk of glory, untold dream, where all is God and God. In the corner of the morning, the best, I would sit and blame the master, first and last. All the roads were straight and narrow, and the prayers were small and yellow, and the rumor spread that I was aging fast.
One day we got a phone call from Bowie, and he called Mick and he said, would we go down and do a radio show, the John Peel show? And I wasn't supposed to play bass. I was supposed to, Ebbie Flowers was playing bass. I was just going to go down for the ride. So I went down with him, and we got there on a Sunday afternoon, and first time I'd ever met David at Haddon Hall and stuff. And I went in there and he had Woody set his kit up and Mick set his guitar amp up, and then all of a sudden all these mates of David's appeared that were going to sing backing vocals and sing with him on this John Peel show. And then all of a sudden Bowie turned around to me and says, well, are you going to set your bass gear up then? And I said, what? So Ebbie Flowers was doing it, you know. And he said, no, Ebbie can't do it, can you do it? So I said, all right, yeah. So we spent about 2 hours rehearsing, and in that period of time I had to learn 12 Bowie songs. And some of them were off Hunky Dory, which nobody had ever really played before, you know, so it was quite nerve-wracking event to actually get that many songs off for a radio show. Plus I'd never played on radio before, so I was really nervous. Plus I'd never met any of these people, you know. And that was my introduction to David. And of course we went and did the John Peel show the next day. And from then on, I think it was the following week, we did Hunky Dory.
Well, just looking down the running order, the one we did in January, these were both sessions for Bob Harris' Sounds of the 70s that I was producing at that time. On the one that we did in January, we've got Hang On To Yourselves, oh, well, Ziggy Stardust, Queen Bitch, I'm Waiting For The Man, the Lou Reed song, and 5 Years. The interesting thing about those sessions, actually, from my point of view, is that we did them in the morning at our Maid of Our Studios. Now, normally one would avoid like mad getting rock bands in to do sessions in the morning, because, you know, you probably would have been travelling overnight from some godforsaken part of the UK. And it's always difficult. Anybody who sings would know how difficult it is anyway to try and get your voice in shape in the morning. But actually both of them were really good sessions, very energetic. I think David was actually a bit late for the first one, so but we let him off that because, you know, once he got there and put the vocals on, they were brilliant, and they stood the test of the time, because actually we repeated the sessions quite a lot in later years as sort of archive memories. You know.